your impressions of our UUA president and moderator, strengths, shortcomings, challenges, since you will be working with both.
I was a supporter of Peter Morales. I was very happy that he was elected to be our president of the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations. I think he brings many strengths. I think some of them are very self-evident in the work that he's already done. Ginny Porter, I was a supporter of Ginny's. I call Ginny a friend. I've spent many an evening with her at Pickett Elliott House at meetings and other places. I think they both have strengths. I think that there is a reality that going to policy governance with the way our UUA is structured, that we elect both our president and our moderator, that there are some issues and concerns about their relationship amongst themselves. And I know that they are working on that, and sort of like a little bit like a marriage, and they're doing the best that they can to be very clear about each of their roles and their responsibilities. Ginny is one of the most brilliant women I've ever met. She, if you don't know, she's certainly computer savvy. That's what she does for a living, computer work, and is deeply passionate about our denomination, as is Peter. And so I think that weaknesses, you know, I think that's a little hard for me to say right now about either one of them, other than the fact that I think that they do need to work on the relationship, that it is a reality that we face, and I trust them both that they can do that. They're both incredibly special people, and I think that we are very lucky to have them each in the roles that they play for our denomination.
Thank you.
I talked with friends about getting I Dream of Jenny t-shirts. I love Jenny Porter's way of getting us through tough discussions, and I think that's very important. I think that's especially helpful if you're going to work very closely with the board and the president of the UUA, because we do have different roles, the board versus the paid staff, and having someone there to help be the liaison in those relationships and have that demeanor that she has to help bring focus and perspective to conversations that we have within our denomination is great. I think the president's biggest role is to be what I call the hype man, the HYPE, and in hip hop culture, when there's a performance, you have the rapper who has the message, but you also have a guy or a woman who's on stage with the rapper, basically getting the crowd inspired to follow that message, remind you that, you know, this is a community. They also build the excitement, get the crowd like dancing and going, and I think that's some of his role, is to communicate that message, the message of our faith, and also on a practical level, our positions on certain things that we as a denomination have voted on, and then message that way forward throughout our denomination and also to the world, and to stand up for the beliefs of our denomination. I appreciate some of the things he's done to be out there on immigration, and you know, he does seem to have a very get her done kind of attitude, which I like. And I think that there are always going to be personality struggles. There's going to be a struggle in transition and governance. But I think that they both seem to have the great personality, skill, competency to really work with that. And I do appreciate his focus on really moving us to the future and trying to do it as efficiently as possible.
Thank you, Nancy.
I got a chance to meet Peter Morales at General Assembly and also at UU Legislative Ministry of Maryland. I voted for Peter because I believe what he has to say is our denomination needs to grow. We've been stagnant for 50 years in many ways that we've talked about. And at the same time, when I talked to him at the UU Legislative Ministry in Maryland, I talked about a specific issue, and that is what are we going to do for our youth? If our denomination is not attracting our youth and keeping them as they grow in age, what are we going to do? And he had no answer. So I'd like to go and represent that perspective on the UUA board. And in terms of Ginny Coulter, again, very dynamic person. At General Assembly, though, we missed a very important opportunity to change our bylaws because there was so much that was tied together. We couldn't separate what everybody wanted away from the changes that nobody could accept. And so we had to effectively not pass some vital changes, and the time for that will take many years to come about again. So that was a significant misfortune on our part. But at the same time, Ginny came to our small congregation of Good Love Memorial for a scholarship fundraising program, and our youth got to see Ginny as a person and said, Ginny, can you come to our team events? And so being more present, inspiring our youth is what I want both of them to do.
Thank you, Ken.